I'm Jeannie and let's get Zebra Strong. Today is a little workout to do at your desk. So if you have hypermobility or EDS and you have to sit at a desk for any length of time and you start to have some aches and pains, this video is for you. So I hope you find it useful and give you some tips on your posture for when you're at work. So let's get started. Whenever you're at your desk, try not to cross your legs. Try not to sit with one leg like this or curl your legs underneath you on your chair. I know all this because I used to do it myself, but any kind of twisting or sitting is going to torsion through the pelvis. You're going to get tighter on one hip than you are on the other. You're going to potentially end up with one hip higher than the other. All these things are going to put you out of balance. So it might feel great and comfortable at the time to sit at our desk like this, but if you do this day after day, we're going to start noticing some tissue changes. Whatever you do on a regular basis, whether it's sitting like this or sitting like this or whatever it is, you're laying down tissue changes. Okay, the tissue will adapt and change to whatever patterns you put through it. So that brings me on to another issue. So apart from your legs being firmly placed on the floor and no crossing or twisting, make sure your computer, your screen is right in front of you. And I'm not just talking about head height. So obviously we don't want the computer up here so we bend on our neck and we're kind of crunching our neck. And you don't want it down here either so you're looking down too much. But have it directly in front of you, because if it's even slightly off to the side and you have to rotate a little bit to tap onto your computer keyboard, even the slightest bit, again, you're laying down a pattern in your tissue that you're happier to rotate one side and not to the other. So if I spend 8 hours a day like this, yeah, I've got everything else set up, but I'm slightly off center with my keyboard, I'm going to be happy to rotate this way, but if you ask me to go this way, I'm going to go, oh, that feels a bit tight, because I've set myself up to only rotate this way. Okay, so I guess the message is we've got to be in balance to the best of our ability. Okay, so that starts with the pelvis and the feet being firmly planted on the ground, and then that starts with the rib cage being nicely set above the pelvis. Then obviously, hopefully, head above the ribs, above the pelvis. Having said all of that, you don't particularly want to sit for 8 hours without really moving, because that's another pattern that you're laying down. I'm sitting in this posture for 8 hours, and when I go to stand up, I'm going to go, oh, my back feels a bit stiff, or my hips really feel tight today. Yeah, it's not from today. It's from all those years of sitting in the same pattern and maybe not moving enough to hydrate your tissues after work or before work. So if you sit all day, please do some movement when you finish work. Don't go to bed having sat like this all day and not moved, because guess what? We wake up the next day, we feel even stiffer. Like, oh, my back really hurts today. Oh, yeah, it builds up. And the less we move, the drier the tissue becomes, the stiffer it becomes. Even if you're hypermobile, yeah, you're going to get drier, you're going to get stiffer, and then it's going to hurt. And then in my opinion, when you get like that, we're at more risk of subluxations because we haven't got the glidiness that we need to move. Okay, so I've sat like this, I haven't moved, my tissues got dehydrated. I then try and move. Maybe I'd say, oh, I'll just go and play in the park with my child. I'll throw a ball, boom, oh, I've just pinged a rib because I haven't kept this whole thing hydrated. So that's just some tips. I'm not going to go into ergonomics and things. That's, making sure that everything's in the right place for you, your keyboard, the height of your computer screen, etc. So this is just some movements to help us keep in balance. Okay, so we've sorted all that out. We've got ourselves in balance. We're going to take a breath in. So remember, breathing is our first exercise, because if I'm sitting at my desk all day, maybe flexed over my computer, tapping away really hard all day, my lungs and my abdomen are getting squashed. very hard to take a breath. So I'm going to sit up occasionally and take a breath to expand those lungs. I'm going to sigh it out to reset my nervous system, to help regulate my nervous system. Okay, so I'm going to do that a few times every hour to stop being in this squashed position. Okay, we're then going to inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Now to get them down, we're going to feel the weight of the elbows and the shoulder blades, bringing them back down. So inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. I'm going to start to gently roll those shoulders. So if I'm sitting at my desk and I kind of fixed, concentrated on my work, and these scapula aren't moving, they're going to start to feel very tight and very stiff. So again, we're just going to roll those out. Good. Now, we're just going to have the arms, sort of, if they were on your desk, sort of resting. I want you to feel the weight of your elbows as you rest your hands on the desk. And then we're just going to float the arms up very softly above your desk. Now let the shoulders drop and feel heavy, and then softly float them back down. So again, helps you get a bit more oxygen. We're going to float up, really soft, don't have to be perfect. Most important is that you let this drop into the back of the body, and then back down. And one more time, we're going to float it up. And this time we're just going to take it out to the side, maybe a little elbow bend. Yeah, so we're going to float it up. And we're just going to open the skin across our chest and draw it back down. And we're going to do one more time. Now, of course, as I'm doing this, I'm trying not to arch my back. I'm trying to keep softness through the torso. Good. Okay, now, we were talking about rotations. So if I'm stuck looking at my computer all day, I don't want to lose my ability to rotate. So I'm just going to put one hand on either my knee or my desk, and I'm just going to, maybe if you've got an arm of your chair, you're going to hold on to it, or the back of the chair, we're just going to do a gentle rotation. We're going to breathe, we're going to soften, we're going to come back, we're going to swap sides. So it's not that I'm trying to go as far as I can, I just need some gentle movement. Pelvis staying heavy, so I'm not twisting my pelvis to go further. Yeah, I'm staying heavy. It doesn't matter how far you go. What matters is that you're getting some air into those tight tissues. Coming back to center, we're going to add a little side bend, holding on to the side of your chair or your desk or wherever you can feel secure. But again, you're going to open up your side body with a little bit of movement. Not about how far we go, just about moving, keeping the tissue hydrated during the day. And one more. Good. Now, my particular favorite is a seated roll down, so make sure you've moved away from your desk so you don't bang your head on your desk. We're just going to have our feet on the ground. We're going to nod our head. We're going to slide the heart forward. Let our arms slide down our legs. Come into a forward fold. And it should feel quite nice. Very nice if you've got a tight lower back. Again, take the opportunity to breathe. And then find the weight of your pelvis. And let the pelvis roll your spine back up. So it's not, try not to drag yourself up with your back. Let the pelvis drop into your chair. So we're going to roll it down, releasing the back of the neck, but don't let your head fall off. Take a breath and then drop into the pelvis to roll yourself all the way back up. So a little bit of whole spinal movement. Now, just take your foot out in front of you. Sorry you can't see my feet here, but basically I'm going to hold my leg. You can do this a little bit lower. you're just going to do some ankle circles. So again, keep that calf pump moving, okay? So if you're sitting stationary, you haven't been moving, we don't want the blood to pool in the legs. So particularly if you've got POTS or dizziness and you have been sitting, do a few ankle circles before you stand up. Give the blood a chance to get pumped up a little bit so that we don't stand up and feel dizzy at the end. Very good. Excellent. So bit of head to toe movement there. Hopefully gives you some little tips to help get you through your work day. Again, keep that tissue hydrated, keep the pain levels down. I really hope that was useful. Please let me know your thoughts in the box below, and until next time, stay zebra strong.